Introducing to you firstly in the blue corner wearing white trimmed with pink. He weighed in at 10 stone, 13 pounds, 3 ounces. From 17 professional contests, his record of 16 wins, just 1 defeat, 3 wins coming by way of knockout. He's a former undefeated Central Area welterweight champion from Wakefield, Dom Hurricane Hunt! And his opponent across the ring in the red corner, bring navy trunk trimmed sky blue, he went in at 10 stone, 13 pounds. From 24 contests, his professional record, he's 20 wins, just 4 defeats, 8 wins coming by way of knockout. He's a former WBO title challenger from Wigan, James Moorcroft! Your time viewer is Chris O'Connor of Witness. Your referee is Steve Gray from Fleetwood. This is your chief supporting contest, 10 3-minute rounds as an official eliminator, the Commonwealth Super Welterweight title.
Well, here we go, 10 3-minute rounds in the Super Welterweight division. Commonwealth eliminator between James Moorcroft in the black and blue shorts and Dom Hunt, former 2-time Central Area champion down at welterweight in the white and pink. I've been rejoined by Mike Gormley. Big thanks to Lee Whitehead for his contributions this evening. As I said earlier, this is the penultimate fight of the evening. Mike, good to have you back. Looking forward to this one?
Yeah, I certainly am. This was one of them tonight that I was looking forward to. Interesting fight. 2 nice guys of the sport. It's a sort of, I wouldn't say it's a last chance saloon, but it's a big opportunity for both of these guys tonight.
Certainly is, over 10 rounds as well. This is the 4th 10-rounder for James Moorcroft.
Yeah, I think he just fell a little bit short last time out, didn't he, when he boxed for the European lightweight title, WBO European lightweight title against Ethan James, July 23. But obviously he picked himself up after that one, came back. Last time out he boxed Reese Woods in Blackpool. It was a good performance. I think he stopped Woods in the 5th round. It was the Winter Gardens. So yeah, he's looking to progress tonight and hopefully win this English and Commonwealth Eliminator. Also, Dom Hunt will have the same thing in his mind.
Seem well matched already, these two. Can't really split them in the opening round, but like most opening rounds, it's just about sussing each other out, isn't it? It's about working out what each other's game plans might be and how they're going to box, but they'll be familiar with each other.
Yeah, I think both fellas are good thinking fighters.
Dom Hunt in the white and pink, getting through with those, with a few more shots now. Nearly caught Moorcroft with a left hand there, but he slipped his head out of the way just in time.
Yeah, you could say if anything Hunt would have the slight advantage being a southpaw. Obviously both similar experience really. But I'm sure James Moorcroft won't be fazed by the southpaw. He's boxed southpaws before. Last time I remember Matthew Rennie was a southpaw.
How difficult can it be when you haven't got that experience with a southpaw fighter when there's one stood in front of you? Is there that massive difference, and is it quite difficult to adjust and adapt and overcome?
It is really, yeah, because if you've never sparred one, if you've never fought one before, you can train for it, but actually fighting one is a different matter, really. It's whoever gets the lead foot on the outside of the opponent really has the advantage, and that's the idea. We said in the previous fight, obviously you and Lee were commentating on the previous fight, Yusuf Saeed, I was willing him to step over to his left hand side and get his foot on the outside of his opponent's lead right foot. He did the odd time, but again it's all experience. So yeah, it is awkward fighting southpaws, and obviously southpaws have the bit more advantage because they're used to fighting many more orthodox fighters.
It's a good point. Hadn't thought about it like that in the past. Here we go, round 2 in this fight in the super welterweight division, scheduled for 10.
You know, as I say, if you notice the footwork there, if James is inside, then Dom's got the advantage, as you see there. He just steps his right foot on the outside of Moorcroft's lead left foot, and is allowed to throw the backhand, which is the honey punch for a southpaw. But also for an orthodox boxer against a southpaw, the backhand as well is the honey punch, because it's straight down the middle.
Good shot back there from Moorcroft, and in the corner Anthony Crolla pleased with the work which he's doing. Good jab there by Hunt. Snap the head back of Moorcroft. Textbook stuff.
Yeah, Moorcroft's a good steady fighter. You know, we've seen him box 10 rounds before, and he's just kind of non-stop. You know, he's methodical. He's non-stop. He's got a good guard. He's got a good jab. He's got a good repertoire of shots. Obviously, Moorcroft being the local lad, we do see a little bit more of him. Not seen much of Dom Hunt. You know, I am a little bit familiar. But a lot on the line tonight.
Good defensive work there from Moorcroft. Just needs to be a bit more successful, in my opinion, after he's done that good defensive work. Catch and counter, that kind of thing. Because he's covering up well, and not a lot of those shots are getting through, but he's not landing too much of his own.
Yeah, you can see that. He's just pausing, isn't he? You know, he throws his shots and he kind of has a little step back and pauses instead of moving off and working. It's tit for tat, Darren. No, it's quite an even contest.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. If I was a judge ringside scoring, I would. I think I would go with Dom Hunt on that round, but ever so slightly. It's not. There's not huge room between them.
No, I think we may see it. You know, it's quite active at the moment, but I think we'll see it liven up as the fight goes on, especially in the later stages. If the fight is close, each guy will want to start trying to emphasise their authority in the fight. Like we said, it's an eliminator for the British and Commonwealth title. English and Commonwealth eliminator it is. So again, a lot on the line. I don't think either guy can afford to lose this. It's sort of, where do they go after this, really? You know, what's out there for them.
It's a fair point, and some fighters, you know, when they retire from the sport, to say that they either fought for or won a belt like the Commonwealth title, which is very much a recognised title and has been won by so many good people over the years, is quite an achievement when you think about the thousands and thousands of people who have participated in the sport of professional boxing over the years. There isn't that many of them who have been Commonwealth champions, so this is the opportunity to be there and do it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, here in Britain we've had quite a few Commonwealth champions through the weights and through the years, and it is a bit of a prestigious title.
Moorcroft walks straight into a straight left hand there, delivered nicely by Hunt. Just needs to be careful, does Moorcroft. Throws a nice straight right hand to the body, but didn't have his hand back in Simon's. Hunt punished him for it.
Yeah, Hunt's hands, you know, for me, Hunt's hands are just a little bit low, just below his chin there. So when he throws his shots, he brings his hands back and they're not quite up high. I think Moorcroft needs to try and take advantage of that and try those left hooks over the top. You know, wait for Dom Hunt to throw that lead hand and then hook over the top.
Good body shot there by Moorcroft. Straight under the left elbow of Hunt. A nice jab there to follow.
So there, but that left hook I was just talking about earlier.
Just feel that Hunt's starting to up the pace his end a little bit, and I'm unsure if Moorcroft is matching him yet. Doesn't mean he won't, but ever so slightly Hunt is just putting his foot on the pedal a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Darren. You can see that now. He seems to have stepped up a little bit of a gear now. It's all about these first 2 or 3 rounds, you know, getting the measure of your opponent. Just like Hunt's feels he's got that now. A little bit of blood from the nose there of Dom Hunt. I think these things are expected. I don't think there's too much damage there. Obviously that with effects from Moorcroft's shots.
But a well-matched fight, I've got to say that. Both having spells of good work, in my opinion, so far. Hunt's just ever so slightly having the better or more of the better spells. But there have been some good pockets of quality from James Moorcroft. And I wonder what Anthony Croller is asking him to do a bit more of in that red corner.
Yeah, Hunt seems to have picked up where he left off in the previous round. Seems like he's forcing the fight a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree with that. He is doing the busier work. Landing with a few of those shots as he throws them. Not all of them, but a few of those are getting through. That was a nice shot to the body.
Yeah, I think Moorcroft just waiting just that fraction of a second too long. You know, when he gets himself in position, and he should just let his hands go. If you're throwing shots, then it stops your opponent from throwing back and retaliating. So as long as your hands are moving, it's like a defence mechanism as well. If you stood there and you're not throwing, then it gives your opponent the opportunity to lead off.
That jab is working nicely for Hunt. He's disrupting the rhythm of Moorcroft, but as I say that, he throws a good right uppercut, and I think when he's landing these shots, it's just given him a little bit more of a confidence boost. But a couple of good straight left hands and another one from Dom Hunt.
Yeah, I think when Moorcroft has a little bit of success, I think he should take advantage of that and just step it up a little bit. Well, Hunt's doing the right thing, you know. He's sticking and moving. He's landing some good shots. And the shots he is taking, he seems to be on the back foot, you know, when they are connecting from Moorcroft. Lovely uppercut from Moorcroft there. Had a lot of success with that right uppercut, Moorcroft, so maybe should try that a little bit more often and follow up the left hook. You know, if he's landing with it, throw something after.
Good jabs from Moorcroft, follow that up with that straight right hand. This fight starting to, I'm not going to use the phrase catch light, but it's getting there, slowly and steadily.
Yeah, I think another good round from Hunt there, Darren. I wouldn't say he's pulling away as such, but I think he's just having slightly more success than Moorcroft is.
He's winning the exchanges, isn't he? And I think it goes back to what you were saying earlier on about Moorcroft just maybe being a little bit too hesitant at times, waiting a tiny bit too long, and because of that, the result is that Dom Hunt is winning the exchanges, and that is what is catching the referee scoring the fight.
Yeah, I think as I say, it's combinations, as it punches in bunches. So if you throw a few more shots, I'm not saying you're guaranteed to land them, but you're going to have more success. You're giving yourself more of a chance to land shots. If you're throwing twos and threes, you've more chance of landing a shot than you are with throwing one shot.
So busier work is better work, definitely. As Hunt comes out of the blue corner in that southpaw stance and digs a left hook into the body of James Moorcroft.
The intensity certainly picks up, you know, as the fight's gone on.
Moorcroft making himself a bit harder to hit. Got to say, in this round so far, Moorcroft is, for me, putting a bit more pressure on than he has in previous rounds. And Hunt seems to be on the back foot probably 80-90% of the time. Both landing good body shots. The Moorcroft corner shouting for him to keep the pressure on, stay there, and keep doing more of what he's doing, because this round is a Moorcroft round so far.
Yeah, definitely better work by Moorcroft in this round. He's come out a little bit more aggressive, he's planting his feet a little bit more, and he seems to be landing a few more shots. Hunt is throwing a few shots, and he's landing shots, but they don't have the same impact as Moorcroft at the moment.
The work which Moorcroft is doing has been the more effective work and the more eye-catching work in this round for sure. I was just about to say that Hunt wasn't getting through with as much, but he landed one just as I thought to say it.
And Moorcroft lands an overhand right there, and again he had a little bit of success in this round with that right hand, so
he's easing into the fight, isn't he? I'm talking about Moorcroft here. He's just steadily just trying to find his groove, and he's just getting it, isn't he? Do you feel that? He's getting a bit more comfortable in there.
I think Moorcroft had the slower start. He was just steady, and now he's kind of gradually. It looks like he's picking up a little bit. He's being a little bit more aggressive. He's planting his feet a little bit more. So maybe he's just warming into the fight. But I think Hunt, for the first couple of rounds, it was similar, but he picked it up a little bit earlier. And I can think he's kind of settled down a little bit now, Hunt, in regards to the pace of the fight, where I think Moorcroft seems to be coming into his own now. But we're halfway through. Don't forget these guys, they're obviously doing 10 rounds. It is a long time. You might not think it. People sit at home watching on TV and think, I could do that. You get in the ring for 3 minutes and you may change your mind, but don't forget these guys are doing 10 rounds.
Here's half an hour of fighting under those boiling hot lights. Adrenaline pumping, lots of pressure, and it's late. It's late at night as well. Energy levels.
Yeah, I mean these guys have been sat upstairs, in the dressing room for probably since 6:30. Since they've been here. So and we're 11 o'clock at night now. So you've sat around waiting really. It's nervous energy. Everybody gets nervous. You can't say you don't get nervous. It's not that you're worried about the fight. It's just adrenaline. But. Yeah,
you wouldn't be human, would you? You'd be human if you didn't have those nerves.
Absolutely, yeah.
That was a really nice 1-2 from Dom Hunt.
So you can see when Hunt's having a success there, as soon as he steps over to Moorcroft's left, or his outside foot, then Hunt has success. That's where you gain the advantage.
Praise coming from James Moorcroft's corner, as he's been pretty relentless with his pressure and appears to be sticking to the game plan and getting lots of shouts for good pressure from his man Anthony Collar in the corner.
Yeah, he's relentless, James Moorcroft. As I say, he doesn't necessarily take a step back. He's a come forward fighter. I'm sure Hunt's feeling the pressure of Moorcroft.
Lovely right hand from Moorcroft and a decent one before that from Hunt. Oh, and that one really thumped the ear of Moorcroft, that left hook from Hunt.
It's certainly turning and throwing, Darren. Both guys are exchanging. You think one's on top, then the next thing the other one gets back on top. So it's going to be a close fight to score for the referee.
Do you know what? As you were saying that, I was thinking exactly that. There's been many a moment where you think, wow, Dom Hunt's really kind of coming on in this round, and then it's been not a fight of two halves, but every round seems to be a round of two halves, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sways both ways, doesn't it? And do you know, I am honestly finding it a bit hard to score at the moment. I'm kind of going one way, and I'm thinking, no, it go that way. But as I say, as the round goes, it's to and fro-ing. So it's a very interesting fight and very competitive, and I'm sure the fans are enjoying watching it. So both guys obviously would be good in getting good advice in the corners from their respective coaches.
Round 7 of 10. And Dom Hunt straight out on the front foot in that southpaw stance, throwing those straight shots. Not only are they physically quite demanding with each other, but mentally as well. They're making each other think at every moment of this bout, because they're constantly doing good stuff in terms of feinting with their shoulders, with their hands, with the way that they're approaching each attack.
Yeah, it's very technical. It's a thinking game. It is a chess game. They do compare it to chess boxing, and it is that way. You've got to think 2 or 3 steps ahead. You know, you've got to set things up, make your opponent move into positions where you want them, just to land that correct shot. Both guys are, you know, trying to dominate the centre of the ring, and again they're to and fro-ing at the moment. Moorcroft's, you know, taking the lead in the centre, which is where you want to be. And as I said that, it was an exchange, and Hunt came forward, backing Moorcroft up onto the ropes.
I feel like Moorcroft is doing the more efficient work at the moment. Hunt is probably throwing a bit more, but a lot of it is landing on the gloves or being caught in the arms of Moorcroft.
Yeah, see, you know, that's the way you look at it when you're scoring it. You could be looking at Hunt, where he's throwing accumulative punches. He's throwing a lot more punches, and it looks like he's not having that much success. Where Moorcroft is just throwing odd shots, but he's having a lot of success. So in general, they're probably landing with the equal amount of shots. But do you give it to the aggressor, or do you give it to the boxer? As I say, depending which way you look at the fight.
Exactly, it's about. It's subjective, isn't it? For me, it's the fight who lands those more clean, eye-catching, effective shots, both head and body, and that ring generalship as well.
Yeah, see, I agree with you in that sense, but I like a person who's the aggressor, who, you know, his work rate. I like a guy with good work rate, who pressures your opponent. And then you've got the other side, you like people counter-punching, so yeah, it is subjective scoring.
Moorcroft is like he's on an elastic band. If you just watch him, the way that he goes, like when Hunt goes towards him, he goes back, and then pings straight forward, doesn't he? He doesn't really waste any time in terms of getting back into the action straight afterwards.
Exactly, he just steps back far enough so he can get back into range. You never see him back up, and then he's got to come all the way back again. He's like half a step back, and then he's back in again. Like you say, just like an elastic band. He's quite efficient in the way he boxes, basically. That's probably a word I was looking for early on, but there we go, I've said it now. But yeah, he's an efficient fighter.
And that efficiency tends to come with experience and mistakes that you may have made in the past, and maybe getting towards the end of a fight, whether that's an 8 round or whatever it is, and feeling a bit exhausted, I guess. So yeah, the experienced fighters tend to be the most efficient fighters.
Yeah, again, experience. You've got to know how to pace yourself. I think Moorcroft, you know, been a lot of long round fights, 8 round, 10 round fights. So maybe he has the experience there. Also, obviously, Hunt, you know, he's fought and defended the Tenterley title 3 times. I think you said 2 times earlier, Darren, but I think looking it up, I've got him 3 times. I think he won it, and then he defended it twice, and then he vacated it, I think, to fight for that British welter eliminator.
Yeah, well, there you go. They don't give those out. You've got to be of a certain standard to be winning them.
Yeah, and you know what? That Central Area title, it's a big title. It's like your first stepping stone, but it's a massive thing, you know. It puts you up there. So Hunt's been there, and he obviously wants bigger things now.
Good shots got through there from Hunt, but James Moorcroft, the elastic, just pings him straight back into the action. He could have quite comfortably gone on the back foot for a little moment there, but he didn't.
Yeah, he's tough and durable, Moorcroft. You know, he'll take a shot, but he'll give you one back, if not 2. Moorcroft looking a little bit more composed as well.
I think he's realised that he's not getting hurt by Hunt's punches, and he can take them. So he's willing to take a bit of risk for a bit of reward, isn't he? And the reward is landing shots of his own, and he's quite comfortable in doing so.
Yeah, and again, you know, sometimes that could be a fighter's downfall, where they try and walk through a fighter, and as they're walking through, they're still taking shots, you know, so there is that side of it. But as I say, Moorcroft is relentless. Half a step back and he's back in. He's got quite a good guard as well, Moorcroft.
Got caught a few times there though.
Yeah, I do think he needs to move his head a little bit more though.
Lovely shot by Moorcroft, who just timed that right hand perfectly. And another one there. This is becoming more and more common that Moorcroft is landing good eye-catching shots which snap the head back of Dom Hunt.
Yeah, I think Moorcroft's staying composed there, and I think, you know, Dom Hunt, I think he's probably feeling the pace a little bit now, because he is working hard. He's throwing a lot of shots. I think the output is more from Hunt, so he's probably feeling, you know, these later rounds maybe Moorcroft can kind of take over a little bit now. So yeah, 2 rounds to go.
Why do you think Moorcroft is landing those punches a little bit more often now? Do you think it's fatigue which is just starting to set in a bit for Dom Hunt?
I think it's fatigue. I think Moorcroft's kind of done what he's been doing throughout the fight, but he's having a little bit more success because I think now Dom Hunt is, I'm not saying he's getting complacent, he's just struggling a little bit now to kind of maintain that pace, keeping his hands up, you know, be a little bit more defensive. But we'll see, next 2 rounds.
Indeed we will. 2 rounds to go in this Super Welterweight Commonwealth Eliminator. And Hunt coming out of a bit of urgency. Maybe he was told in that previous round that he probably didn't win that one.
Yeah, I think now we can see these last couple of rounds. I think we're going to get a little bit more action in these last 2 rounds. Both guys know what's on the line. They know they're going to have to dig a little bit deeper. The fight is close. In my opinion, it's close. It's a bit hard to say which way it's going, but it is very close. So I think these next 2 rounds are going to be the big test, the acid test.
Moorcroft looks to be cut above, I think this is his right eye, his blood just trickling down the side of his face.
Yeah, you can just see there, just under his eyebrow, he's got a bit of a nick under his eyebrow. Can't see how bad it is, but it's just under the eyebrow. We've got a good corner man in Moorcroft's corner, Georgie Schofield. I'm sure he'll be looking after that in between the rounds. We'll be getting straight on that. You know, there's been no clash of heads. The referee's not had much to do in this fight, so it's got to be an cumulative punches from Dom Hunt.
He has, and Hunt seems to be the busier fighter in this round, the more confident fighter. Maybe seeing the blood drip down the eye of James Moorcroft. Has got his juices flowing.
Yeah, sometimes that can give you the incentive, knowing you've landed a good shot there to cause that damage. You know, that could be a reason for Hunt to just up it a little bit now. On the other side of that, obviously Moorcroft will probably feel that blood and think, you know, maybe it's time for him to step on the gas as well. Now, the last thing you'd like to see is, you know, especially like an eliminator for a big fight, but either guys to get a stop on something silly like a cut.
Two good straight left hands there in the southpaw stance from Dom Hunt. Both of them got through.
Yeah, I think Hunt's going to be targeting that cut over Moorcroft's eye. Crowd still making a lot of noise here. Great support from both fighters.
But a good round for James Moorcroft, but in my opinion a better round for Dom Hunt, that one.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think Hunt had a lot of success in that round, and probably because of the cut, I think he given him an incentive just to pick it up again another notch. So you know, I can see. I'm hoping that it's going to be a fantastic last round. Both guys, you know, will put it on the line. A bit of a do or die round for both of them, really.
I tell you what, I'm intrigued with how this one is going to be scored, this fight, and it may well come down to this 10th and final round.
Do you know what? I mean, a draw wouldn't surprise me. I'm hoping.
He said it.
For the sake of the fighters, it'd be nice, because it's a shame for one to lose. But really, it'd be nice for one of them to go through and fight for the, you know, that Commonwealth title.
This is a fight which has got better and improved as the rounds have gone on, and here we are in the 10th round of this one, scheduled for 10. Will we hear the final bell? There's only one way to find out. Watch it and see. And like we've been saying in the commentary of this fight, it really has been a bit of a swing on the pendulum in terms of who's winning, and it's not, in our opinion, been an easy fight to score.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably worthy of an actual title fight. You know, it is an eliminator, it's a big thing, but it is worthy of a title fight. You don't get many title fights that, you know, you get this sort of quality and action and entertainment and value for money.
Good jabs there from James Moorcroft. He's worked that straight left hand of his perfectly all night.
I think Moorcroft just leaves his foot in there as he throws that jab, you know, and comes off. He just leaves his lead foot in there, so he's in distance for Hunt to react and throw a counter. I think he needs to let his hands go a little bit more, Moorcroft. Once he's in range, he lands with that shot. Let your hands go. I think Dom Hunt's doing exactly that. You know, he is doing that. He's carrying that out to perfection. If Moorcroft stands there, Hunt's letting his hands go, and he's being effective.
Good straight left hand there from Dom Hunt as we go into the last minute of this 10th and final round. Been some good action in this contest.
Moorcroft's still on the front foot, but Hunt, I think he's having a better success in his round. Hunt still.
Once again, another even round this. Very even round. I can't split them in this round at all. The Dom Hunt raises his hand. He thinks he's done enough, but just as he starts celebrating a little bit too early, he gets caught with a jab, but lands a straight left hand back of his own. And that is it. The 10th and final round is over. Hunt thinks he's got it. Moorcroft not as... I was about to say not celebrating as much, but he does exactly the same thing. What's your gut feeling?
My gut feeling, I think Hunt just edged it. There could have been a couple of even rounds. I would give it, if I was giving rounds for rounds, I think I'd just edge it with Hunt 6-4. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I'm not being biased. I'm hoping wrong, but you know, Moorcroft's a local lad. But Hunt, I think, you know, I think he deserves it. So may the best man win. You know, I'm rather the referee score this than myself. Yeah,
certainly not an easy one to score, and we'll get the official score in just a moment. And one of these guys will get to go on and fight for the Commonwealth title. So let's get it from our MC, Mr. Phil Seymour.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a great bout. Please show your appreciation for both boxers. After 10 rounds of action, we go to referee Steve Gray's scorecard. He scores the contest 96 points to 96 points, a level draw. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Dom Hurricane Hunt and James Moorcroft.
Well, Dom Hunt is utterly disappointed with that, but I tell you what, I know it's disappointing when there's a draw, and James Moorcroft will be disappointed it's a draw as well. Of course, they want to go away as a winner, but it's a fair. That's a fair score. You called it earlier on.
I said earlier on, didn't I? I wouldn't be surprised if it was a draw. At the end of it, I thought Hunt may have done enough to win the fight, and I'm also pleased that it was a draw. And you know why I'm pleased? Because it was a draw. So I hope they do it again, because it was a fantastic fight. So hopefully both guys will get it on, and we'll see this one more time. But yeah, fantastic fight, well entertaining.
He was entertaining. It got more entertaining as the fight went on. Emotions are high, but I believe both guys will go and join Dom McGuinness with Anthony Cotter in just a second.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.